Hello and welcome back on The Modern Philosopher. And today we're going to be talking about means to an end. It's a really cool topic, and it's really more about how to become successful, maybe, than yesterday's video. So yesterday I talked about what the purpose of human life is, and how if we're all living in a kingdom of ends, then the goal of humanity, or the root function of humans, is to, get knowledge. And so the route to becoming a successful human is through knowledge. It's proven over and over again throughout history. So many people have followed this route, and so many people are successful because they follow knowledge. One of a modern YouTuber named Tai Lopez, he's a very big proponent of reading and whatnot. He is a self-help guru that helps people become more successful. And the greatest thing that he preaches all the time is that your mentors, just like Steve Jobs had mentors, Warren Buffett had mentors, your mentors can be books. And books are mentors because they're knowledge. And so today we're going to be talking about the means to which you can achieve your end, and your end being whatever it wants to be. So the root function of humans is to gain knowledge. Now, knowledge can take many different forms. You can have knowledge about making pies. You can have knowledge about playing League of Legends. You can have knowledge about playing Magic the Gathering. You can have knowledge about stocks and money. You can have knowledge about making beautiful music or beautiful art or whatever it is. The more knowledge you have about it, the more successful you're going to be in that area. So knowledge is a means to whatever end you want to be. Whatever end goal you have, knowledge is how you achieve that. And so we're going to talk about how you can achieve knowledge. And so there's two main things to think about. There's two main means to that end, and that is asking questions and learning and education. So asking questions is the greatest way to educate yourself. It is how humans have been doing it for millennia. The three-letter word that I was talking about yesterday, why. Why is the most important word in the English dictionary. It's the most important word in the human dictionary, because there's nothing better that it does except express how to gain knowledge. And once you ask the question why over and over again, you get better at it. That's something that Confucius talks a lot about. He says that, knowledge is achieved through investigation. I think that was in the passage I read yesterday. He writes, investigating things and carrying knowledge to the utmost extent. That's basically the root function to achieving society well. So that's investigating. Investigating is at its root function, education. And asking questions, like investigators always ask questions, like, exactly. So that is the means to an end, right? And so whatever end goal you have, whether it be becoming really successful economically, whether it be being really happy, it all stems and it all roots from being successful and intelligent through education. And so one of my favorite books, The Diamond Age, it's a must-read. Put it on your book list. It's an incredible book. It's about a book that's infused with nanotechnology, and it really points out some of the major key points that Confucius is talking about with the importance of knowledge and reading. And here's a passage from it. If the item of stolen property had been anything other than a book, it would have been confiscated. But a book is different. It is not just a material possession, but the pathway to an enlightened mind, and thence to a well-ordered society, as the master stated many times. As the master, he's referring to Confucius. And so he's referring to this book that is infused in nanotechnology in the book, and it's a really great book. You should read it. But it really points out the importance of books. Books are nothing but the road to enlightenment. There's nothing really more I need to say. Reading books is the means to achieving whatever end you want to achieve. And now not just books, like watching YouTube videos is just as good. Looking up things on Google is just as good. All it is about an external hard drive. That's what a book is writing down ideas and putting it in a book, a place outside of your mind so that you can keep it and store it for a later date. Because the human brain is nothing but a computer, and our memory is our internal hard drive. But a computer isn't really good until you have a very large space where you can put hard drive and information on. And so that's where we get an external hard drive. So if you outsource information to books, YouTube, Google, whatever you're going to be putting your information on, if you use that as an external hard drive, you're going to become a much more intelligent person, a much more knowledgeable person. And therefore, because you're a much more knowledgeable person, you're going to be much more successful in life, and you can achieve whatever the hell you want to achieve. And there's another side of this. Achieving your ends, you have the mean to achieve your ends, right? You have education. That's the mean to achieve knowledge, and knowledge is the mean to achieve whatever end you want to achieve, whether it be economic stability, happiness, whatever it is. It all stems from knowledge. Knowledge stems from education. You do have certain ways that you can do it, and so Mencius, another really well-known Oriental philosopher, talks about how the way in which you achieve your end is also important. In this passage, he talks about how a very successful person can only reap the rewards of his success if he does it in the right manner. So it was with labor of the people that King Wen built his terrace and pond, yet so pleased and delighted were they that they named his terrace the sacred terrace, and his pond the sacred pond, and rejoiced in his possession of deer, fish, and turtles. It was by sharing their enjoyments with the people that men of antiquity were able to enjoy themselves. That's the key point. If you achieve your end, if you become the most successful person in the world, but nobody is there to share it with you, you really haven't achieved your end, right? You really aren't enjoying the fruits of your labor or anything like that. You really haven't achieved it. So that's another thing we talked about. And I just want to read one more passage from The Great Learning by Confucius. This is called knowing the root. This is called the perfecting of knowledge. And that's what Confucius is referring to when he's talking about education. So that's what I'm talking about. Education is the means to knowledge, and knowledge is the means to whatever end you want it to be. So the trouble with money, for instance, is people see money as the end itself. They think you have money, you're going to be happy. And that's the greatest trap you can be in when you have money. Money is nothing but a means to happiness, a means to an end. So if you have money, great. You're more likely to be happy, and you could potentially have the potential to be happy or receive whatever end you want to receive. But the trouble is when people see the end itself as money, that's when it gets a little haywire, that's when it gets corrupt. And so the same thing happens with knowledge. When people see knowledge as the end, it's good and great and all, and they can receive happiness out of it, but it's not the answer. The answer is happiness, being happy, and happiness comes through education. Education is yet another means to whatever end you want to fulfill. And money is an end. It isn't an end. It's a product of knowledge. So if you have knowledge and education, if you're good at something, if you're specialized in something, then you can use that to gain more economic wealth or whatever you want. So yeah, that's where we're at today. Yesterday we talked about the purpose of humans, and today we talked about how to achieve your purpose, and that is through education, because the purpose can be whatever, but they all stem from the main purpose of knowledge. So if you want to be successful or happy, you're really just looking for knowledge about a certain thing, if that makes sense. So if you're going to be if If your goal is to be a very successful carpenter, then your purpose is gaining knowledge at carpentry. If your goal is to become the best video game player in North Korea, or in South Korea, sorry, then your purpose is gaining more knowledge about that video game. If you play League of Legends or Call of Duty or whatever, if your goal is to become a very successful lawyer or a very successful doctor, that's what your goal is, to gain knowledge about that profession and become as good as you can be at that profession. So education is the means to knowledge. It's the means to an end. So yep, that was today's video. It's today's daily enlightenment. If you guys like the video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Follow me on Twitter, Google+, whatever, and go ahead and subscribe. Hit that little red button at the bottom of the video if you really like to watch more videos. I've got 18 more videos coming at you guys over the next 18 days, next 4 weeks, so I'll keep them coming. Alright, see you guys next time.